So, our topic for today is all about Agriculture and Fisheries Modernization Act of 1997, or the Republic Act number 8435, which was approved way back December 22, 1997. So, this is an act prescribing urgent related measures to modernize the agriculture and fisheries sectors of the country through an adequate, focused, and rational delivery of necessary support services. Now, to ensure the development of agriculture and fisheries sectors, it must be in accordance with the following principles. First is this poverty alleviation and social equity. In here, the state shall ensure that poorer sectors of society have equitable access to resources, opportunities, services, and infrastructure. Next is food security, and it is for the state to ensure that the food supplies are available, adequate, and accessible to all at all times. Another is this rational or the reasonable use of resources, and it's all about the efficiency and effectiveness in the use of scarce resources. Next is this global competitiveness, and it is for the state to enhance the agriculture and fisheries sectors in order to be competitive in both domestic and foreign markets. Next is sustainable development or a compatible development from which ecosystem is still preserved in areas where agriculture and fisheries activities are carried out. Next is people empowerment, which is done by enabling all citizens or their representatives the opportunity to participate in policy formulation and in decision making. And last is the protection of small farmers and fisher folks from unfair competition such as monopolistic and oligopolistic practices. For the objectives of AFMA, first of course is to modernize the agriculture and fisheries sectors, enhance profits and incomes in the agriculture and fisheries sectors, ensure the accessibility, availability, and stable supply of food to all at all times, encourage horizontal and vertical integration, consolidation, and expansion of agriculture and fisheries activities, group functions, and other services, promote people empowerment, pursue a market-driven approach. When we say market-driven, it is controlled and guided by commercial considerations. Next is to induce the agriculture and fisheries sectors to ascend continuously the value-added ladder by subjecting products to further processing in order to minimize marketing of raw products. Next is adopt policies that will promote industry dispersal and rural industrialization, provide social and economic adjustment measures that increase productivity and improve market efficiency, and lastly, to improve the quality of life of all sectors. Now, what's agriculture and fisheries modernization then? So, it is defined as the process of transforming the agriculture and fisheries sectors into one that is dynamic, technologically advanced, and competitive, yet centered on human development, guided by the sound practices of sustainability and the principles of social justice. Moving on to the first title, which is about production and marketing support services, covered by section 5 to 64. So it has 7 chapters, and let us look at them one by one. So for chapter 1, it is all about the identification of strategic agricultural and fisheries development zones within the network of protected areas for agriculture and agro-industrial development to ensure that lands are efficiently and sustainably utilized for food and even for non-food production and agro-industrialization. Next chapter is the formulation and implementation of medium and long-term comprehensive agriculture and fisheries modernization plan. It has 5 major concerns, and these are food security, poverty alleviation and social equity, income enhancement and profitability, global competitiveness, and sustainability. In order to attain the 5 major concerns, there are these goals and development indicators. So for the first 3, namely food security, poverty alleviation, social equity, and income enhancement, there should be increased income and profit of small farmers and fisher folks, availability of rice and other staple foods at affordable prices, reduction of rural poverty and income inequality, reduction of the incidence of malnutrition, so health programs under the Department of Health has something to do with this, reduction of rural unemployment and underemployment, and the improvement in land tenure of small farmers. For global competitiveness and sustainability, goals and development indicators are this: increase in the volume, quality, and value of agriculture and fisheries production for domestic consumption and for exports, reduction in post-harvest losses, increase in the number or types and quality of processed agricultural and fishery products, increase in the number of international trading partners in agriculture and fishery products, increase in the number of sustainable agriculture and fishery firms engaged in domestic production, processing, marketing, and export activities, increase in and wider level of entrepreneurship among farmers and fisher folks, increase in the number of farms engaged in diversified farming. Example is multi-cropping, incorporating trees, livestock, or aquaculture, which is actually observed na ginagawa naman ng ating mga farmers. And last is reduce use of agrochemicals that are harmful to health and the environment. Kaya ngayon, ini-encourage ang natural farming or organic farming, which is actually one of the new courses offered by TESDA, and that is about organic agriculture production. Next is providing small farmers and fisher folks the access to credit. So, example for this is this AMCFP, or the Agro-Industry Modernization Credit and Financing Program, which provides credit assistance to small and medium-sized enterprises and makes credit accessible to all, regardless of economic status. AFMA also provides for the development of irrigation systems that are effective, affordable, appropriate, and efficient. Another is the development of market information system through the establishment of National Information Network. So, information and marketing services include supplication of data, demand data, price and price trends, product standards, directory, research information and technology, international, regional, and local market forecasts, and resource accounting data. Next is the development of rural infrastructure like farm-to-market roads, fish ports, seaports and airports, rural energy, water supply system, post-harvest facilities, public markets and abattoirs, agricultural machinery, and communication infrastructure. And then we have the use of product standards to ensure consumer safety and promote the competitiveness of agriculture and fishery products. Kaya na rin na-establish ang Bureau of Agriculture and Fishery Product Standards with the following powers and functions. So first is formulate and enforce standards of quality in the processing, preservation, packaging, labeling, importation, exportation, distribution, and advertising of agricultural and fishery products. Next, conduct research on product standardization, alignment of the local standards with the international standards, and conduct regular inspection of processing plants, storage facilities, abattoirs, as well as public and private markets in order to ensure freshness, safety, and quality of products. For Title 2, it's about human resource development. AFMA provides for the establishment of a national agriculture and fisheries education system. This includes education program for elementary and secondary levels, post-secondary education program for agriculture and fisheries, establishment of network of national centers of excellence in agriculture and fisheries education, formulation and implementation of national integrated human resource development plan in agriculture and fisheries, and the development of continuing agriculture and fisheries education program to address current education and training requirements of teachers, professors, and educators in agriculture and fisheries. So, parang sa mga professionals din na may continuing professional development. For Section 80 to 95, it covers Title 3, which is all about research and development extension. For research and development, this provides for consolidation of the national research and development system in agriculture and fisheries by concerned agencies, notably the Department of Agriculture and the Department of Science and Technology. And the activities shall be multidisciplinary, and it shall involve farmers, fisher folks in their organizations, and even those engaged in food and non-food production and processing, may it be in private or public sectors. For the major extension services, these are training services, farm or business advisory services, demonstration services, and information and communication support services. Next title is about rural non-farm employment. So, Chapter 1 states the formulation and the implementation of programs that will employ workers efficiently in rural areas in order to improve their standard of living and reduce their propensity to migrate to urban areas. And to rapidly shift towards industrialization, the Basic Needs Program is to be instituted based on the following. First, no credit subsidies shall be granted. Enterprises can use training, information, advisory, and related services of the government free of charge, and participation of the private sector shall be voluntary. Now, to complement this basic needs program, the rural industrialization shall be implemented. And under this program, the Board of Investments is mandated to grant highest priority on fiscal incentives to business and industries with linkages to agriculture. Additionally, government agencies shall provide integrated services to prospective enterprises in the formulation of investment priorities in the rural areas. We also have the training of workers. So for TESDA, it shall organize local committees that will advise on the scope, nature, and duration of training. DENR shall organize the training of workers in coastal resources, management and sustainable fishing techniques, and Technology and Livelihood Resource Center, or the TLRC, shall undertake field training in entrepreneurship and management of workers. Now, the major objective of AFMA with regards to trade and fiscal incentives is to provide an enabling policy for Philippine agriculture and fishery products to gain competitive edge in both the domestic and global markets. And to deliver this, the law mandates providing small farmers and fisher folk with priority access to credit and promotion, also granting off-tariff exemptions to agribusiness enterprises, but as a requirement, only the importing enterprise shall use the agricultural and fishery imports, because if not, it shall be penalized. Lesson here is the general provisions. AFMA has an appropriation of 20 billion on its first year and 17 billion annually as the continuing appropriation, and that the budget shall be allocated as follows: 30% for irrigation, 10% each for post-harvest facilities, agro-industry modernization credit and financing, other infrastructure, research and development, 8% marketing assistance, 6% salary supplement of extension workers or extension services, 5% each for capability building and National Agriculture and Fisheries Education System, 4% for National Information Network, 1.75% for Rural Non-Farm Employment Training, and 0.25% for the identification of strategic agricultural and fisheries development zones, for a total of 100%. And a Congressional Oversight Committee on Agricultural and Fisheries Modernization is to be created in order to ensure that all projects, programs, and activities under AFMA are implemented. So, in conclusion, AFMA is a policy instrument defining measures to modernize Philippine agriculture and fishery for the country to compete in the global market. And it created a collective approach that induces a variety of programs, services, and activities to be carried out by a diverse set of implementing agencies and organizations, both from the public and private sectors, to enhance competitiveness of Philippine agriculture and fishery products. So, this ends the topic about AFMA law. Thank you for listening.